first view. All right, look, I'm about to get it in. I'm about to start taking this car apart. The work that I'm gonna be doing today on the 9th Gen Si is pulling the transmission. I'm gonna actually have the transmission rebuilt and replacing the clutch, flywheel, pretty much the whole kit. All right, so first thing I'm gonna go ahead and start doing before I completely jack the car up in the air, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking stuff loose on the top. First thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is remove this battery. Once I remove the battery, I'm gonna take loose pretty much everything here that's keeping me from accessing the top of the transmission. What I did was I had these little caps that I had to pull off the top where the windshield wiper blades were. Basically I just popped them off. It's a whole bunch of little plastic molding here. I mean, you can use one of those special tools, or I always use a flathead. I've always used a flathead. So after you get the plastic molding off, you get these two 17s off and a couple of the plastic clips. You can then be able to remove this whole piece right here. All right, and for the exception of removing your windshield wiper fluid lines. After that, all you have to do is pull this plate off. All right, so this air box here, all I had here was a tin that I pulled out here in the front. Once I removed the top part, basically all you do is just pry it off, or you can pull it off with your hand. I had grabbed mine from the back and yanked it up. So I got access to a lot of the transmission now. I'm just gonna continue to remove some stuff that might be in my way.
I'm underneath the car now. I'm about to drain the fluid, transmission fluid. I got here, if you can see, right here there's a plug, but all it requires is a 3/8. This would be a drain plug right here. And once you break that, I don't have my little pull handle. I left it in my house. But once you break that there, pretty much start loosening it. I recommend having one of these on standby. Put the oil pan a little farther out so it won't gush out on you. And this would be, there it is. Probably ain't much in there. So I gotta get the transmission rebuilt anyway.
I got my drain plug back in. I want to actually pop the axles off. I'm working on the passenger side first, so I done pretty much got all the stuff loose on that end, like the ball joints, tie rod end, and link. Before I fully remove the knuckle bolts, I don't want to tug on the axle, so don't remove those fully yet. Leave them in there, but you gotta have to get under here. And on the passenger side, you're gonna need to pry or hammer the axle from, because it's like a two-piece axle. So I'm about to show you. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all. I got an extension here. I got a couple of extensions. And what I want to do is put it on the back of the axle. I got a hammer, and I'm gonna hammer on it. Now, I done already hammered it out for the most part, but I just wanted to demonstrate and show you guys. But once you hammer it, it's already out. I done pried it loose, but that's the method that I use, and it worked. All right. Let's see if I can get y'all up in there. So I almost forgot I had to take that this linkage loose right here. So all you need is an Allen. Get your, it's a 14. Break it loose like that here. I had to use some leverage. If you want to get you some leverage, you get you another screw wrench and put it on there, and you can make it happen. Whenever you're trying to get this out, I seen one guy, or some people, they'll try to knock it down with a hammer on top of this. But what you want to do is put the screw back on, put the nut back on. Make sure that the nut is flush with it, and then hammer on top of it. So I decided to do a voiceover on this portion because I was running into some issues. I was trying to take everything apart like I've done on previous vehicles. But if you're not actually replacing the axle, you wouldn't have to remove the whole entire axle from the knuckle. You just need to get enough clearance to clear the transmission in order to pull the axle out, so that way you can drop the transmission. But here shortly I'm gonna get ready to remove the tie rod ends. You're gonna need that clearance. So once I remove the nut off the top of the tie rod, I'll be able to wiggle the whole entire knuckle around in order to pull the axle from the transmission completely to get that clearance. I didn't film myself removing the 3 bolts from the lower control arm to the knuckle, but you'll also have to remove those as well. You'll need to remove those anyway to drop the subframe. After that was pretty much all I had to do. That's all you have to do as far as the left side and the right side go to gain the clearance to drop the subframe in the transmission. How about we leave everything together? Alright, so y'all can see I done pulled one of these pins off one of these shift labels, shift cables. I'm gonna pull this one off right here. Pry it up out of there. I don't want to lose it. Let's see that. Got it. Okay, my bad. So apparently on this one, the other one just came straight out. On this one, I had to kind of pull back a little bit and up. It was hooked in there. All right. I'm gonna take the gear shift lever off completely. Like I had about 3 bolts. There's 3 bolts in there. You're gonna break these jokers. Take 3 loose. I already took 2 off already. Sorry for that noise. Alright. So once I get these off, there you go. A little more freedom here. I just kind of set that out the way. And then I'll continue to kind of take stuff, wires and everything loose from the top of the transmission. Make sure nothing gonna be pulling on it whenever it's time to come off. And then I start working on that subframe afterwards. After the subframe, I'll start breaking all the transmission to the engine bolts. Put a jack under there. Then I'll start working on this mount. And that should be it. All right. So I'm getting ready to drop the subframe. From my understanding, it's a few different ways you can do this. You can either unloosen all the bolts from the rack and pinion to the subframe, or you can just drop everything down together. You'll have to unplug. There's some wires underneath you have to unplug. Basically the same as this one here, roughly. You push the pin in and you pull up. Okay, I'm knocking stuff over. So I'm gonna do it from this way. I'm going inside of the car. I'm gonna take this pin loose. Okay. I'm gonna have to dismount this dang GoPro. But basically, I done already snagged this loose right here. There's a little plastic piece. There's a little plastic piece under there. Right there, right where the throttle is. And there's like I think that's a 10. So I'm gonna pull that loose and just kind of let it slide from under there. All right, let me see if I can get you off. I can't hardly see this. So I was able to remove the one screw that was in there. Once you remove it, this just pulls out. I don't think nobody saw that. It just pulls out the stern and just let that kind of hang. All right, so it's subframe bolts that I've seen so far. There's one on each side. There's one on each side on the side. And there's 4 at the bottom. I'm back underneath. I'm finna go ahead and break all of these bolts from the subframe. Once I get all 4 bolts from the subframe broken or taken down, because I got the engine mounts and I got the transmission mounts. Those are probably gonna be the last things I deal with on the engine and transmission mount. So I'm gonna deal with the 1, 2, 3, and the 4 bolts. You ain't gotta mess with this one. That's the one going to the lower control arm. I'm gonna break all these loose. I done already broke the ones loose on the sides of the subframe to the body of the car. So I'm gonna break these and I'm gonna come back. All right, so I got the subframe bolts already broke. I pretty much got it down. It's hanging. Everything looks clear. The only thing I want to take loose now is the rear lower mount from the engine to the subframe. I'm gonna actually take the one on the passenger side loose first, the far one. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out. This one's on the inside. Near the driver's side is easier to access. So once I get these 2 bolts off, I'll be ready to completely drop the subframe. It was pretty simple too. So I'm gonna deal with this and I'm gonna cut y'all back on. Okay, so here's how everything would look right before you drop the subframe. Let me get over here because I done already got over here. I'm just gonna let me fix my GoPro. Actually, make sure ain't nothing that's going on in there. Okay, nothing is. I'm gonna have to pull it from under this jack though. So let me just kind of let it slide down. You know what? I should have put it on top of my little sliding thing, my little thing that I was supposed to be laying on. I never use it. I'm so used to just crawling underneath the vehicle. Alright, anyway, but that's it. Drop the subframe. And I'm gonna deal with this, and then I'm gonna go ahead. Now I'm gonna start breaking all the transmission bolts. Now just put your jack underneath the motor for support. All right, so once you pretty much gain all access to the top of the transmission, you'll just have to remove your ground wire here. Once you remove your ground wire, you gotta. Only thing left is basically your starter. You only have one mount. And once you get that done, you can take all your transmission bolts loose, and you can wiggle it from the engine, but just make sure you have support down at the bottom, and that'll be that. It'll come down on you. All right, I did. I actually had some assistance by this jack. I mean, I am by myself, so it kind of tilted off the jack. I had to wait on the back of the differential back here. So, but it worked out though. It came down. It kind of bumped up against the knuckle, and I was able to keep it from actually slamming into the ground. It just kind of ended up laying it down. But anyway, that's that. Oh yeah, hey, clutch. Okay, we got competition clutch. You need a clutch. So here go the kit right here. It's the first stage, man. I didn't get nothing crazy. So yeah, my car definitely needed a clutch. It came with all the hardware that I needed. I actually ordered flywheel bolts as well. The flywheel, it's not I didn't go light because I didn't want to get too far away from OEM, since I didn't have any internals done to the engine, which I don't know if that would have really affected it, but just to grab hold, you know, to the drivability of it, I just went pretty much factory. And I believe that the OEM is 16 pounds, but here's the part number here. It's 8090 ST2100. It's the stage 2. I went competition clutch. Yeah, so can't wait to install it. I definitely needed a new clutch. I'm actually going to make another video for the installation. I appreciate you guys coming by. Do like, comment on the video. I'm going to try to make as much content on this vehicle and possibly other vehicles and other things as possible. So appreciate y'all. I'm out.